Me alone for everything. Hello, welcome. I'm waiting for the cue that says that I'm live. Rising, I wanna know, be so happy. I'm live. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another week of Civics for the Soul. We were on spring break last week, so that's why I missed you. But thank you for joining me this Sunday. And as you know, with Civics for the Soul, we just take this opportunity to talk about history and civics and politics and all that good stuff in communities. So today is this month is a very holy and sacred month. You know, we're in the middle of Ramadan. The Passover, I think, was on Friday, and for others, it's Good Friday, and today is Resurrection Sunday. And so I listened to the message from my pastor this morning as well. So I hope you all are taking this time as a moment of reflection and reconnection with the Creator. So I was trying to come up with something that would not be depressing today, something that wouldn't make us angry. And so I was having a lot of trouble because I couldn't think of anything. But I was reading an article today about Stone Mountain Park and how they have this sunrise service every year at Stone Mountain at the summit. And so they get up there really, really early, like 3 a.m. And so I thought, oh, that would be cool. So I started doing the research, went down the rabbit hole, y'all. You all would never believe what I find. So in my attempt to find something that's not depressing, well, it's not depressing what we're going to talk about, but it's certainly interesting. Let's put it that way. So for those of y'all who don't know, Stone Mountain is this granite, sort of small mountain, this granite structure that's out about 16 miles east of Atlanta. And it is the number one tourist attraction in the entire state of Georgia. And so you have all kinds of people all over who come. There's an amusement park there. So they run a park and they have rides. And in the winter, you know, they have snowboarding and skiing and all this stuff up at Stone Mountain. And you'll also find a lot of Black people actually go there and they walk around the mountain. Historically, there's a town called Shermantown. It was named after General Sherman after he burned down Atlanta. That's right there in that area. So you have a lot of Black people. You have people from all over the world. Historically, you know, the Creek and the Cherokee Indians were the first ones to sort of inhabit that space and that area. So it's a sacred place for a lot of people. Interesting. So every year they also do like a 4th of July fireworks display. And I'll admit that I've taken my kids to the whole thing. Now, while it's this space, or at least they're telling us this space of unity and a place where everybody can come, it is also known as the largest Confederate monument in the entire world. It has been dedicated as a Confederate monument. And they have an image, and a lot of you may have seen this. They have this image that is carved on the side of the mountain, and it's of the leaders. I think it's Stonewall Jackson, Jefferson Davis, and Robert E. Lee. And it's right there in this mountain. They're on their horses. It's you know, supposed to be this show of strength and power, you know, even though they lost the war. Anyway, so how did it become this monument to Confederate history? So this is where I said I went down this rabbit hole. So Stone Mountain used to be privately owned. And it was owned by the Venable brothers. The Venable brothers were a part of a family that owned basically all the mountains in Metro Atlanta. They actually owned Pine Mountain, they owned Arabia Mountain, and they owned Stone Mountain. And they had this to sort of quarry the granite. And so this is how they became rich. The one guy, I think his name was James Venable, he was a lawyer. And so when James was, I think, let me get the date right. It was in 1915 when James was 13 years old. He goes with his uncle to a revival. Now, I don't know if it was a religious revival, but it was a revival, since we're in the spirit of Easter, of the Ku Klux Klan at the top of this mountain. So he's with his uncle. Now, sidebar, James Venable actually went on to become like an imperial wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, and he was a Decatur lawyer. And he would take all the money. He represented a lot of black people. A lot of black people. And he would settle their cases and win trials and all kinds of stuff. And then he'd take the money that he got from it, and then he used it to fund the Klan. Can't make this stuff up. Anyway, so let's go back. James is at this revival. And there's a man, William Joseph Simmons. I think we can look this up. They gave Joseph Simmons, who was a preacher. That's how I said it. It was like a religious, I don't know. Okay, so he was a preacher, turned, Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. So they granted him and the Klan an easement. And what they said is that you all will have a perpetual right, a right all the time to come across our land and go up to the summit of Stone Mountain and have your religious services or do your Klan stuff or your Klan services, whatever you want to call it. So naturally, they started doing this in 1915. They started in 1923 in particular, where they were more regular with it. And the Klan stuff, basically, they would go up there. They would take a flag. They'd take their Bible. This is it. It's in the record. Take their Bible and a 16-foot cross. And they take the cross. Now, I don't know if this is the cross. I don't know if this is supposed to remind them of Jesus. I don't know how, but anyway. But they burned the cross at the top of Stone Mountain. So that was their Klan stuff. They would do this every year as a ritual. This practice initially came to an end in 1962. So let me tell you what happened. So the NAACP in 1962 decides that they want to hold their national convention in Atlanta. As a protest to that, the Klan decides, well, no, we don't want to see all that. So we're going to go up on the top of Stone Mountain and we're going to burn another cross just to let people know how we feel about the whole thing. By this time, I think the land had been sold to the state of Georgia. I think it was sold in 1960. I have to get the dates correct. They sell the land, and now the Stone Mountain Memorial Association, remember that name, they now manage this park. And they said, well, we don't want the NAACP up here either. So in order to be fair, so people won't call us a hypocrite, we're going to say, well, nobody can come up there. So they tell the Klan, no, the Klan, you all cannot come up. I know you all been doing this every year for like years now. And you've been holding Easter services. I'll come back to that. Easter services at the top of the mountain all these years. No, you can't come. Klan's like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is our mountain. We're going to do it. So the Klan shows up with about 200-300 people. The state patrol is there at the order of the governor because they're not supposed to be there. State patrol only has about 60-70 people. Guess what? The Klan fights the state patrol. Interestingly, nobody dies. They were fighting them. Nobody dies. State patrol, according to the AJC article, there was a couple people who said, we're with you, but, we're following orders. Anyway, so the state patrol negotiates a deal. And they say, listen, as long as y'all stop fighting and you all try to do this in a peaceful way, we'll let about 20 of y'all go on up there and do your Klan stuff. Okay, we'll let you do it. They told them that you can't burn the cross. That was the only thing. You cannot burn the cross. But hey, maybe you just light a flare or something. And so that's what they did. They said, all right, cool, we'll calm down. As long as we're clear that this is our mountain, we're going to go up there and do it. We don't care what you say. And so they did. They went up there. The Grand Dragon has a speech. This is according to the notes that were taken at the place. Grand Dragon gives a speech and he says, well, I think it's great that this happened for us. Now we know we're going to adopt a spirit of passive resistance. He's like, there's some things that we can learn from the niggers. I'm like, really? You going to learn from the civil rights and the freedom movement about how you can better do your movement? I cannot make this up. So he says, we're going to adopt passive resistance because we've learned from them how you can get things done. So from that point on, that's what they did. They go up there, they request a permit, they go up there, do their little Klan stuff. We don't really know what they do their little ceremony. It's supposed to be religious, according to them. and then they move on. That was in 1962. Flash forward exactly 60 years. This is what just happened. Stone Mountain Memorial Association issued a permit approving the Sons of the Confederate Veterans to hold their annual celebration in front of the mountain at its massive carving for the 3 Confederate figures. Now, some people will say, hey, that's just the Confederate Sons. It's not really the Klan. I mean, you can keep lying to yourself if you want to. I mean, that's your business. I'm telling you, same thing. Okay, Sons of Confederate Veterans, they get the permit. Now, in previous years, the Stone Mountain Memorial Association has denied a permit to both the Klan and the Confederate veterans. They denied it on the basis of saying, here's the thing, it's a clear and present danger to public health and safety. In other words, if y'all gonna be violent, we can't let you up there. But if you're gonna be calm, we'll let you up there. Sounds like 1962. So apparently there's no longer a clear and present danger. The DeKalb NAACP says this. They object. They say, well, you need to revoke this permit. They said this. We believe that Stone Mountain Park will never be a symbol of unity in Georgia until the Stone Mountain Memorial Association is prepared to tell the whole truth about the Civil War. We believe it will never be a symbol of unity. When was it ever a symbol of unity? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's the question. Therein lies the whole crux of the matter. Some people say therein lies the rub. How is this ever a symbol of unity if you really think about it? Just this morning, they held, I think it's the 76th annual Sunrise Easter service. So, like I said, 3 a.m., they start running that sky lift, that tram to get the people up to the top. So people can do this religious ceremonies. Here's what I think. I don't think that Stone Mountain, I don't think that the Stone Mountain Memorial Association, I don't think any of these people are about unity at all. I think this whole thing is a ruse. This is one of those things where they tell you a thing, they tell you that it's a symbol of unity. We got an amusement park, be distracted, be distracted. And I was guilty of it. They've got people from all over the world. They got these educational programs. We're telling you that this is a place of unity where everybody can come. But at the end of the day, it's not. It's not. The Georgia legislature says that Stone Mountain Park is supposed to be preserved as a Confederate monument. Period. That's it. End of story. There's no unity in that. Where's the unity that? I don't know. What I think is that their thinking is if you let everybody come to the mountain and you don't, have a preference for any one group over the other, then you can't complain later on when one particular group has a permit. So this year they're telling us, hey, it's for everybody, so you can't complain when the Confederates come back. Next year is going to be the Klan. And they're going to tell us the exact same thing. You cannot complain when the Klan shows up. That's a problem for me. That's divisive. I don't think Stone Mountain is a place for everybody. It's just not. So we've got to push back on this. And the fight for us, it's not going to be in showing up to Stone Mountain to show our objection. No, the fight is in the legislature, because you need to ask yourself, why does state law even protect it as a Confederate monument? Did they not lose the war? Were the Confederates not treasonous, participant? I mean, was this not against the government? Like, I don't understand. Why are our tax dollars going to support this at all? So, my parting thoughts. So it's just a call to action. It's not too bad, but my parting thoughts, we need to take this fight to the legislature. We need to write our legislators and let them know there's no way that you're going to continue to use our money to fund this park. It's not a space of unity. It never was. And until we declare that it no longer is for a space for the Confederates, we can't expect for the Sons of the Confederacy and the Klan, for that fact, we can't expect that they won't show up. They're always going to show up to reclaim their land. We need to take a stand on this. So, happy Passover, happy Ramadan, happy Resurrection Sunday. Hope you all enjoyed it. Join me next week. We'll talk about something else, but peace and love, everybody. Take care.